see, I'll always bring up Laz. I know you hate it every time, but I love his like operator play on that agent with the ability to like get himself out of position quite easily. I still think that it's not gonna like blow us away. I think it's like a good addition for their team. I think they make it work, but it's not going to be like when Astra first came onto the scene and we were just like, oh my god, it's changed the whole game. Like I would highly doubt to see that in this match.
No, I'm with you there. Expectations are low, but there are still expectations. Medell Coffee was playing with a Marshall in his hand. We know this man can hit shots regardless of agent.
Need that back.
Forza on the comfort ground of the attack side on Bind. Let's see what they decide to do with that. In the moment, we're seeing a Viper wall set up on the A side and the Spike ready to push on in with a standard enough 3-2 split. 2 coming in through Bath. A hold from FPX. I mean, I'm looking at Angel here. He hasn't actually got any flashes to play with, surprisingly. So it won't be a factor in playing through that Viper wall, and as the recon should be revealing the play. Oh, in fact, the drone. 400 credits going to be committed to this as they push on forward, and Angel gets dropped. The TP from Coffee. You said it wasn't going to amaze, but it's got the opening kill here, and a chaotic duel that leaves FPX on the back foot.
That was a 4-man stack as well, so they were more than prepared for what FORZE were attempting to do, but it's still going to come down to just Shadow in a 1 versus 2 situation. Lamps under their control. Shadow's got so many angles to clear. The wall fading, but doesn't really give him a grasp of where the remaining couple of players are. The fact is, though, the classic from this angle could actually be pretty deadly. Not going to get anything on the first. The headshot onto the second. The flash through is going to leave one blind and leaves it into the 1 versus 1. Incredibly low on HP. He's going to need the instant shot of that classic, but that's actually a blind onto himself. Saigetsu hasn't been able to find anything, and the flash is perfect from Shadow on 1 versus 2 on only 21 HP, but he's run out of time. Oh, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, now if you're wondering why he stopped and started again, obviously he's just going to die to the Spike, and he knew he didn't have the time. Sad. A sad scene. A really well played clutch, though, by Shadow.
I'm out of stuff.
The power of the right clicks is certainly strong.
One enemy remaining.
Good God. But, Tom, as that one ends up in the mouth. Oh, God, we don't need the full replay. We really, you know, especially the flashes. Whoever does replays, man, they are a savage. I don't ever want to annoy them.
Well, you don't have to worry about replays because anything you do just gets clipped.
Yeah, true.
Any spring to mind?
Nope.
No.
No, let's move on. Zeddy opens it up, takes down Shadow. Now, FORZE have got the weaponry here. They've invested up into Spectres and Bulldog. FPX, though, have brought a couple of weapons of their own to the table. They're looking to get it done with Sheriffs. And, well, as of yet, not finding any success. Good little sneak in by Shadow, though. Or by Shao, excuse me. He managed to completely get past that drone. And the kill goes their way with Zipban finding 1. Another kill on the board, and hey, it's not looking too bad. With Hudgen and Artis being very low on HP as well, this round is definitely under threat.
Decent flash, but even still, like, this alone is incredibly costly, and Shao even doming another on his way back out. The man of many agents, but the aim is exactly the same. 2 versus 2 scenario. They're going to be delayed by the snake bite. The flash is coming through. Held back. This 2v2 scenario. Still got to be careful here. FORZE, yeah, sure, the round is looking good for them to take, but they're not going to be left completely blind. I got a little bit lucky to be able to keep that angle and not be caught. And Marshall, he's not going to want to save here. He's going to try and make this as costly as possible.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh, wow. Well, it definitely was costly. 4 kills? The FPX have done a bunch more damage than they should have been allowed away with. In fact, the player that survives doesn't even have the most expensive weapon of the Bulldog. It's the Spectre that they carry through to the next round. All in all, I think FORZE would describe that as a disappointing follow-up to the pistol. They now have a choice. Do they fully invest into this round? Do they make this their full buy? Or do they, and this would usually be the preference, go for the weaker weapons and keep money over for the next? That's what they'll do. So this is still a bonus, but one that eats a little bit more into their pockets.
Yeah, well, weaponry-wise, this buy absolutely sucks. So I think even if they get a couple of kills here, I'd call that a success. Gravity, well, not really going to play too much of a part. It does at least bait out the wall fairly early, which is something they'll be able to utilize to take control. Now, some of the problems with the composition, a lot of teams have, or always have, brought a Raisin on this map just for hookah control. I don't feel like there's too much available to FORZE other than a lot of Astra utility to just try and pull players out. And if I've learned anything from Link, Astra utility is not enough to push players out of hookah.
Not always, no. Especially those who have judges. My God.
True.
Zeddy, not a favorable fight. Not a favorable trade either. I mean, we said these weapons, they are less than ideal, to put it politely. Although a little bit of an upgrade available. Coffee now manages to get himself in there with the Vandal. Still has his TP to play with, but they're going to be flashing out, looking to take a little bit of control. That blind slows the plan. Coffee wants the peek. He hopes that Xiao is just going to swing out wide, but he waits for the smoke to come back online. Shadow, having spotted the TP wisely, just destroys it. 10 seconds as the final players fall, and 2-1 comes on the board. Clean enough round from FPX, and it was needed, considering what they were up against. This is where things get interesting.
Yeah, I think even if you're losing like 2 players there, you're probably going to be a bit disappointed just because of how bad the purchase actually was. But all in all, the aggression from FPX very good, controlled in those sort of moments. And this is one of the things that they're always going to be searching for, like either to see where the gate crash actually heads to and try and kill off the player, or if you're in a spot where it could create an awkward duel for you and you know where both players are, just getting rid of it completely. Leave a lot of the other abilities as null and void. But now, again, we're going to see deep control. Now, the attempt here is going to be to split onto both the players, but they've been a little bit caught here. The timing of them running through maybe sold a bit of a fake. The shower wasn't there, but the shots back through have definitely given that one away.
Shower's crunch is a common feature of the FPX play. Let's see how FORZE deal with this. Having the player trapped inside the teleporter, I mean, you've got to make a move eventually. With no possibility to open it from where they are. It's going to be clearing out the A site, ignoring that player who's up behind and seeing that there's in fact a couple of them already in here. Teleport out, info gathered. Now it's time to make a play off of it, but Zipan just shuts them down. No space is going to be claimed in FORZE's favor. As they come up through middle, that Viper wall is a thin veil that separates them from their opponents. With FPX having 3 players ready to strike from bathroom from that side of the map. And that was the right call. The Viper's pit comes into effect. And it's not to defend the spike, interestingly. It's just to stop those players from coming in through bath.
I really like that they actually push in the other direction, though, because they give the clear to Xiao to actually leave. They're giving him the safety of knowledge that there's nobody on the other side. Artist trying to take a bit of a more aggressive stance. Lock down that other side while his teammate has the bathrooms control. The peek before the flash, though, is perfect. He'll find 2 headshots and make this retake look null and void. Zipan with a lot to do, but Artist has just shut it down on his own. Fantastic round from the Sova.
Gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely fantastic work. And the supportive element of the Yoru flashes coming through is a feature I was definitely a fan of, Tom. I'll say one thing about him, like, when you're using his flashes yourself, they can be pretty strong, but figure out how to use them supportively. You can basically mirror up what Angel was trying to do. You can do the exact same thing, but even more efficient, because they can't see that pop flash when it's on its way over, only when it bounces.
Got your trade.
It's not looking great. Demasik actually going to go for a bit of a hero investment. I think they were expecting him to try and back away. Instead, the reface and... Oh, Shadow. Oh, it's gone so badly wrong. Luckily, they still have Zipan available to at least make things costly once again. There's no free rounds when you've got these youngsters on the board, and Xiao's going to try and make things incredibly costly. In fact, it's looking winnable. He gets his second now and leaves Coffee alone.
A tough clutch and shot in the back. An unwinnable one. FPX managed to get this round of the board. Grab themselves a few rifles as well, and it's going to be smiles all around. It's going to look like Link is playing for that team. after winning that round. 20 on the clock. Decision time. And, well, they're going to have a pause coming through. I think that was the right call. FORZE got a little bit to discuss when it comes down to their investment. Exactly what they want to do with this.
That seems to be the problem I have, especially with like the FORZE in general. When you watch a lot of their play, like they seem to have some incredibly good ideas in some rounds, and then some really sloppy ones just in the middle that just make things like you just question how these were even the same team going back and forth, because they've looked so poor versus what have been weak investments from FPX. Their anti-ecos have been rough. And it means that in a lot of cases, FPX are, for example, in the last map, they were able to keep their own anti-ecos very clean and have a lot of extra rounds where they could buy and reinvest. And then on FORZE's side, they're constantly left in the mud. Like I don't think throughout this entire series so far, they've had a strong economy, which is pretty rough considering the last map and how they did lose a streak of rounds. Normally, you at least build up a bit of a bank throughout that. So it is quite disappointing. And now, well, they had a strong start, they were looking good, and they come in with a pretty bad buy for this one. It's going to be 3 rifles, a couple of Spectres, and on the other side, of course, they've just picked up some of the weaponry that was on the other side.
Free upgrades, yeah. It's always nice. You get the credits a-rolling. As we said, a lot of pressure on FORZE to make this work, and, well, it's a lot of stars down towards that A site. My God. They are really and truly sending them out. Using them as they pull them back to have a smoke on an angle to quickly peek it, that's so smart. Nice Hunter's Fury in. The nade will deal a little bit of damage, but Dimisic in trouble on the backside, now under pressure as he goes into the smoke. They'll catch him so easily. FPX having a tough time holding on to that A site as now they lose Shadow, and it's left down to Xiao and Zipan to make this work. Divided out allows them to get that res in, and Dimisic is back online. A showstopper in his hands, the Boombot seeking a victim, and he's heard the shots. He knows this player's on the left. A blast pack and an ultimate to play with. Good reposition actually coming in from the FORZE players, as now we're going to see only a couple of seconds really to mount this retake. Dimisic clears the corner, no player there. Blast pack caught throwing it down. Zipman's out of the game, Xiao's alone, and this round looks to be FORZE's. It was a tough one, but one that they've just about managed to pull off with pretty scrappy buy. It's 4-2 on the board, and FPX are going to be devastated with the way they lost that. I want to see a replay of how they took the A site. I know we won't have one right now, but later on, I'm going to be going back and looking at that, because, Tom, they put down all their stars, and then they'd, like, for example, have a star on the left side, recall that star, just so they can quickly check the right corner, and then look back as the star is fading. That's big brain, and you lose pretty much nothing, especially when you have the Cosmic Divide to push out.
Yeah, and even in combination with the Hunter's Fury as well, to make sure that anybody trying to be a little bit cheeky is going to get caught for it. The problem is there's now going to be hero rifles on the other side. I feel like it's just hero rifle after hero rifle, but this time for Dimisic, not going to go amiss. His aggression has been something we've seen more and more as he's picked up duelists. I will say on this map in particular, I was quite surprised that if you're going to be playing a Raze, that he's... I'll be honest, if you're choosing Raze players on their team, he's my 3rd choice.
Oh, the flashes are in. Coffee shutting down Shadow to start us off, and FORZE again just overrun these sites. FPX are having a tough time and even slowing them down, let alone stopping them. And they know there's no one close mid, thankfully. But Zeddy's tucked in the corner, and he is ready for Angel to come around. The flash is perfect. The swing right after. There it is. And Angel falls. Now it's a 2-dimensional take, all coming in through the spawn, and Coffee makes short work of them. My God. What a performance by FORZE in these last couple of rounds. And I'm not saying that because they're 5-2 in the lead. Wow. It's not like that's an unrecoverable scoreline for FPX by any stretch of the imagination, but it's more so their attack side right now, some of the setups that they're using, they're innovative, and they are really, really strong. You are seeing so much value out of some of these plays. Now, it's time for FPX to answer back, to find a solution.
Yeah, I think I like the adaptations as well, because some of the things that they were being caught out with, for example, the pistols within the site, they were very proactive to clear. Speaking of being proactive, though, FPX have just opted to take complete control of mid, and being a bit of a one-dimensional taking control, been able to find at least a trade. Now, there's information that there's at least one player there. Any placing stars isn't actually going to be caught, but I don't think they have any idea of where Shadow's currently sitting. He's going to spot the majority, but it's a bit of a whiff spray. He's only going to get himself a chance to basically clear out the whole squad. We're also going to see the null popped as well, but I don't know how much of a play that's going to come through, and this is looking so much better. Saigetsu closes the round and makes it 6-2 in their favor, and FPX, they attempted a lot in that round, just not a lot of it worked.
Saigetsu's reaction immediately when the first shot came out of Shadow's gun, boom, he was spun around. He was looking at that guy. Look how quick this is. He barely gets 2-3 bullets out of his magazine, and already he is being turned on. He's being sprayed at. That's exactly what you want to see. Great trade and great follow-up by Saigetsu to push through those smokes before they could even properly posture themselves for a retake. What we're seeing right now, FPX are normally a flame. They are normally an inferno ton, a difficult thing to deal with. One of the best teams certainly in Europe, and FORZE have come in and they are starving them of any oxygen. There is zero space for FPX to breathe on these pushes. There are barely any corners for them to hide in, and even when they get that, they lose a player on site. They have that perfect position in the corner, and FORZE's reaction is so quick that one kill is the best that can be found. I am in love with this blind attack side.
I think as well the Yoru has actually had a fair bit of impact. I know I'm getting spam message at this point by Harry going like, see, look how good Yoru is. Yoru's amazing. Yoru's actually the best agent in the game. All of you Yoru, yeah, all right. We'll see how, if it works on any other maps, or if it even works throughout the rest of this series. You might be calling it a little bit early. I want to point out that FPX did come back from 10-2 down the other day. So I wouldn't count your chickens before they hatch, but he has looked very good, especially with the amount of space he's been able to take. With how many kills he's been getting, that dimensional rift has been coming along quite a lot more often than you might normally see. That might be one of the most ambitious duels I've ever seen come out.
Did you see the picture-in-picture of how they just checked for control over Bath? They just threw the knife from Angel all the way across the map, and it landed right on top of Bath, clearing out most of that section and guaranteeing no one was about to push. A very important piece of information when you're playing this B-heavy play is to clear out that, well, I mean, just to check the part of the map that you're usually controlling, but this time around giving up, to ensure that FORZE aren't finding that for free. And in fact, FORZE are looking to push into the B site, right into the stack that they would want to avoid. Coffee with the flash. He spotted him, but Dimisic still got the kill full blind. That was gorgeous. Okay, FPX are showing up because Zipan's already got a double, running out of ammo. Saigetsu has to switch down to the pistol, and he will be eliminated as well. Hudson is the final remaining player. One last beacon of hope, and he'll get it done. 7 for FORZE with a big clutch. Hudson maintaining the lead that FORZE have worked so hard to build. They had a depressing first map, and now they're giving FPX a taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, the gamble stack very nearly works again for FPX, and a lot of it comes off this man here, Zipan, being able to find 2 kills as they go wandering through long. And
30 seconds left.
I think that is one of the issues. They don't have a lot of utility with the ability to clear out some of these closer angles. We're just not seeing it from the side of FORZE, and hey, it's a good round for them to win, but in isolation, that was very scary. Xiao's holding the angle. I thought for a second Dimisic was just going to walk backwards into his opponent.
That was some anime stuff right there. You see that shot that was attempted by Hudson, and Zipan just pulls up an ice wall and blocks it. That was something beautiful to witness. A flash counters out the Seekers. They know that this player's up close. Shadow's in a lot of trouble. He's being pushed on, but that's where his teammates come in. Angel on an off angle, able to cover that walkout. A couple of players low HP. The man advantage sits to FPX, and it remains that way. The Zipan comes in huge. Hudson finally getting to fire that shot at his target without a big ice wall blocking his view. There's a lot more to do if they want to walk out with this. He's going to have to find at least 2, but Angel stops him from that, and Saigetsu has another huge round to make happen. 4 players to take down, and the spike's in the open. And he's been spotted.
They are going to be swinging into him, though. Giving him the opportunity to take these fights. Already getting 2, running out of time, but only has 10 HP. The problem is the position of the spike. Retrieving it should be nigh on impossible. The timing of the peak could be everything. FORZE is going to win! Oh, no!
Why did he do that? Did he run out of ammo? Did I miss that? I already know our replay operator is going to be putting that on.
I think
we'll find out, I guess.
At least, I think he had a couple of bullets left. I think it was just he thought that other gun was a little bit closer. Maybe the other player was further away. Because that is the case normally with the rotations of Shadow. They're quite far behind. But that one hurt. That was too close. That was too close. And again, for FPX, that was a good round that they then almost lost. Like, they've had... I think one of the things I want to give credit to FPX for, even though the score is quite bad, considering a lot of the outcome of these rounds, they've had a lot of rounds where they have gambled perfectly on the direction of FORZE. Like, they have had 4 players on the site ready and waiting for the push. They just haven't been able to convert a lot of them.
I think the last time... I'm just having a realization that the last time I worked on an event with FORZE was probably the WePlay Invitational.
It's a while ago.
That FORZE team was really bad, so I'm glad it's this team now. But yeah, that's a throwback and a half. And you know, I'm an FPX and Fnatic fanboy. I think everybody knows that. But this FORZE team, they've won my heart right now. I mean, you know, back when I was on Alliance, we scrimmed against these guys a bunch. But in officials, they're scary. We've always known that. Right now, they're showing it. FPX sweating as the push comes into the B site. Showstopper activated, but nothing found in the back of it. Shadow gets up in their face. Good flash. Good follow-up. But there it is. Artist, Sugetsu, Coffee, everyone chimes in to keep this alive. Viper's Pit activated. And that's going to make it really tough for Xiao to get any value out of this operator as well. Plan soon to come in, almost guaranteed. And the question is, can they get a res out of this one? Now that they've dropped Coffee with a wallbang, I mean, almost definitely. It's going to be attempted with Angel going back alive. I thought Sugetsu was going to go out. He times it differently. And it hasn't worked out in an ideal manner. Falling back, he needs all these duels and another clutch that narrowly escapes them. As we will see this round go to FPX, even a little res onto Angel. Beautiful.
Yeah, they get a couple of them. I don't think that's something we've seen in too many rounds so far in competitive Valorant. 2 players being brought back from the dead, but
last round in
it's given them at least a decent purchase into this round. And all in all, that was, again, looking very good for FORZE. The initial frags not necessarily going their way, but it does seem like FPX is playing quite a lot of battles that are almost... Well, they're gambling on a player getting a multi-frag. Like, you needed Shadow to get 2 there for that play to be worthwhile, even though he manages to slow them down. Less of the sort of crossfires and team synergy that we're used to, and more so of the aggression that we see from FPX. 7-4, though, then get it back to 5 going into their attack. I wouldn't necessarily be too worried for them. We're now going to see Xiao actually purchasing up the operator, but he's stuck by the gravity well. Just about manages to get away, and Zipan goes above the wall. He won't get anything more for it, though.
Quick shutdown. FPX rallying to Angel's aid. Coming in through Heaven and Spawn, but for now he is isolated on the side and he's being spotted. Even going to be pulled in. The flash to try and deter them from pushing forward. They're already in the smoke around his right side, and he'll be shut down. But a quick trade from Dimisic keeps it doable. FPX are not down and out just yet. And another from Dimisic to take Hutchin down. Even avoids death at the hands of Zeddy's Spectre and returns a nade right to Sander. This is going to be tough. FORZE have a crossfire. Dimisic gets the first and is dropped, and Zeddy follows up for a third. The Spectre, the unlikely hero of the round, to put FORZE up on 8 at halftime. An absolutely spectacular half on the attack now behind them. And they're looking pretty damn hot. If they can manage to win this pistol, FPX are really going to be sweating.
Yeah, I think the expectation was there for FORZE to be better on this map, but that was an incredibly strong half. And you have to remember, again, that they were losing a lot of, well, rounds to either pistols or high damage rounds like that, so that their economy was in the bin a lot of the time. This round was basically won with what was a pretty poor investment. And as you mentioned, Zeddy Spectre being the hero of it there for them. Their executions have been solid. They've been denying space. Aggression has not really been something that's been too successful for FPX. And now we go on to the defensive side and see if they can close this out and take us to a third.
Oh, jump heard there. Oh, never mind. Sugetsu's going to be shut down. And the rotate to the A site commences. You know, Tom, I've got a notification pop up in the halftime, and I want to
I'm just trying to ignore it. I know
from
exactly
Harry
what it is. I know what it is.
no. FORZE without Yoru equals forgettable, lost, scared, afraid, losing. FORZE with Yoru. Damn blue boy got hands, confident, oppressive, sleek, sexy, efficient, winning. The data speaks for itself. Yoru doubters. Stay mad XD. That's from Harry. So make sure to spam him and let him know that he's wrong. But in this case, I will say, FORZE playing beautifully with Yoru, playing beautifully, full stop. But not this time around for Coffee. He's going to be shut down from that one. A big TP to the B site, which is now wide open. Should give FPX the plant. Maybe Zeddy can get there in time to stop them. Oh, okay. Nice shot.
He's taking a dome back in response. Still has a couple of stars available to him, so it might be worth just staying alive that little bit longer. Some very low players over on the FORZE side, however, so Angel might just have a field day here, and they're going to try and reclaim oboe control, and Angel will do just that. Again, the last man standing. And 47 HP. Okay, a couple of them are low, but well, Angel's not going to allow for any shenanigans. 8-5, FPX bounce back, and well, they need to make sure that this is going to be something they convert.
That was really an essential pistol round. Now they've got that one done. Should be converting up, putting it 8-6, and keeping this as a competitive map. That shot from Zeddy was gorgeous. The Shen, they didn't get a little bit more out of it, but the situation was dire as it was. FPX going in again.
You didn't read the response. The response, however, from J-Rush is beautiful.
Yeah.
If you're coming to Valorant just to simp for Yori, you can go back to CS.
Hey, he's getting told. It is how it is.
I agree with that statement more.
If he came to sim for Viper, hey, we're talking a different game, but Yoru, I don't know. I don't want anybody sitting here telling me that Yoru should be on every team. That's crazy. But here on Bind, maybe there's arguments to be made, and it certainly suits Coffee. FORZE looking to push back into the A site, get up close, play those angles as the attackers of FPX come out, but oh, they're not able to catch anything on that, and now it's a big retake to be played. With no weapons, I mean, look, we say it all the time, but they're not expected to do much. I like the position of Shadow.
I think they have a decent idea, though. The flash went through and they cleared it, so yeah, they knew he was there. It's going to be probably the only kill that they managed to get in this round, unless Bagetsu can do something pretty impressive here. And there it is. Yeah, there you go. Just 2 instant headshots with a classic. That will do it. Zipan's probably not going to be too happy about that one. I believe he only had a ghost, but there was actually a Spectre on the ground, so they are still going to make this more costly than they would have liked. And it's also going to be an extra ultimate orb, which, especially on Sky, is going to bring so much closer to those Seekers, which, well, still only 6 orbs. Or pizza slices.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Jonas does come up with some interesting terminology. I'll give him that. But at least he hasn't tweeted about Liquid today. That's all that matters, or didn't before their game. Now he's good up until the next day of games for Liquid. Then he's got to be careful.
Well, that'll be the winner of this game as well, right? So
it will. It will. Fake steps going across. I mean, faking the TP with Yoru, Tom. I know you're a massive fan of that.
I don't think it baits anyone. I think the only way it works is if you then actually go through the TP, which is what he's going to do, and get himself a kill. So there you go.
And TP right plays. Back out. That's beautiful. Really, really, and truly. Love to see that one going down. Sugetsu. Anyway, he gets 2, doesn't he? He's just going in for duels and winning them left, right, and center. Shadow, final remaining member, and a 1v3 to make happen. They're conscious that he could be coming behind. He hasn't managed to evade detection going in here, and as you see, Artist is ready. That is 9-6. A round that we expect FORZE to win. They're buying up their weapons. And I feel like it's fairly formulaic in the early stages. At least it should be for the first kind of 3 rounds. This is where FPX buy back up, though. They don't play the bonus round, right? They get the real weapons in their hands. And FORZE will need to do something. And this is where Seekers could be huge. But
Both
Tom,
sides.
you notice both teams have it. Yeah, they got a pizza each.
I'm not okay with that being a thing. Just don't enjoy it. Is it even straight either? So it's not like who cuts it like that? Like in weird.
I mean, you
lines?
could cut it like that. I mean, it depends.
You
Like
could. You could be a psychopath.
artists
And with a little
is
circle
perfect.
in the middle.
Coffee's is perfect. But yeah, but maybe they've just been pulled apart slightly. Like if you push it together, it's all
So
good.
it's a ruined pizza and all.
What? I don't know, Tom. I've been to Central Europe and they didn't even cut my pizza. They just delivered me a full pizza. I'm in an Airbnb. I've got no cutlery.
They just looked at you
I'm
and
supposed
they
to
were
cut
like,
this
"Bye."
pizza. I was
He
on the
absorbs
phone,
it.
Tom. What do you think? I FaceTime people? Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, show me around.
I
Oh,
can
that's
tell
great.
from your voice.
Like-
They're like, this guy's gonna inhale that pizza. We don't need to cut it.
he doesn't need a cut. He doesn't. He's gonna fold it over, eat it like a sandwich.
You've definitely done that, 100%.
I mean, it's basically what a calzone is, right? So it's all good. I'm
If
not
that
a
was on Zesh quiz, everyone would have got that one correct.
The Seekers have been activated
I've
over on
got your
B.
trail.
This is solo B hold with 4 players on A now ready, stacked up for this push to come through, but they're getting nothing. Artist hunching down, showstopper right onto Coffee.
Spike down
This is
A.
not looking
30
great.
seconds.
Oh,
no.
Zeddy's about to be
Player
swung on.
standing.
Good night and sweet dreams. Leaving Sugetsu to get 3, and that is a clutch that I honestly believe in this guy. And he's been in about 10 clutches so far. He's always playing the numbers, playing against the odds. Let's see if he makes it work this time around. Backside's completely clear. These guys are focused around mid and lamps. And he doesn't know that. Time is ticking away. 2 flashes to play with. That could be information, of course, when Sky's flashes pop. You know exactly where the player is, but I suppose there's other ways to find out where they are. Like letting them shoot you in the head. 9-7.
Yeah, that'll probably do it. And unfortunately now for FORZE, financially, they're probably going to be in a bit more of an awkward scenario. But yeah, I like those sort of fast-paced takes coming off the back of the Seekers. Like, it
I've got
makes
your
it so
trail.
hard to play against because you're not only trying to dodge the bullets of players like Demon Sick who've just launched himself into the site, but then you've also got the issue of trying to dodge the
Spike
squids
down
as well.
A.
So it definitely hasn't gone too well. And now, again, just going to be pistols into this round. They do have an ult or two, the Dimensional Rift, but I don't know how much of a part that's going to play in a round like this.
Yeah, FPX aren't really looking to do anything at the moment. Even despite the fact that you saw Angel chuck his knife in towards Hookah, this is just posturing. It's trying to force FORZE out of position, get them to play a little bit more aggressive. But FORZE aren't going to do that. This is one of the things about this team. Look at the setup they have, Tom. They have 0 info in A. They have had none for quite a while. And yet they are comfortable to just maintain a 5-man stack on B with these pistols in hand. They are willing to roll the dice on that, not play too aggressive until the moment the opportunity presents itself when they start to rush down middle. 2v1 fight, weapon retrieved, numbers evened up. FORZE actually looked pretty good at this stage. Coffee has even got him from behind. The flash goes around and blinds these players on long. This is so good from the defensive side of FORZE. Now FPX rotate. But what that means, Tom, is that there's just a bunch of weapons there for FORZE to retrieve, and they can come on the flank. This is going to be very, very scary indeed.
30 seconds left.
I'll just get healed right. Okay, he
Information
is.
there. But the wall's going to go up. They'll know that Coffee's up close at least, and the remaining players are just going to find every single piece of information available to them. Afterplant's not really going to be too viable either. There's no utility other than a single flash. There will have to be, well, some sort of god flash coming out from the other side. The pop going to leave Shadow completely blind, as he will at least get his heal as they tap the spike. Here comes that pop flash, but, well, it's not really done anything at all.
1 enemy remaining.
Oh, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. FPX shut it down, using Shadow's flashes to time their peaks, blind up their opponents, and take the duels together. It's 9-8. FORZE fighting for survival on this map. And Tom, this is where I start to get a little bit worried. Things start to get a little bit serious. If FORZE lose this, they are out of the running for Masters.
One enemy remaining.
Out of the running, possibly for champions. So they're going to be in a pretty tough spot because it'll have to be the last chance qualifier, obviously, that they come through.
And they're right. But the other thing as well is they're right on the brink. So it's like they're currently in 9th, 100 points, and you've got G2 and Supermassive Blaze, Na'Vi, Giants all below them with the potential to get more points. So I would say if they go out of this tournament, they're not making it. That's my bold prediction.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's a fair shout. Basically, if they lose this match, or any of the future ones in the lower bracket, they're in a position where their survival towards champions relies on other teams. And you don't ever want to rely on someone else for you to qualify. Especially not someone like G2, for example, who are looking hot in this day and age.
Yeah. I think easily one of the favorites to currently make it to Masters. I think you've also... You've got G2 versus Supermassive Blaze, so one of them is making it. Guaranteed. So, yeah. Good luck with that one not going your way. And we're going to see the Cosmic Divide actually thrown through. They're going to clear the angle, and well, he's going to be completely stunned up. It needs to be big from Zeddy, and he doesn't really get anything on the crossfire. Coffee's going to try and run through. The pop flash available. First kill goes his way. A little bit more needed, and he's going to get it as well. The trade's thick and fast in their favor. And now it's left all onto Shadow. Eventually, we do see the Cosmic Divide fade, but he now has 25 seconds, and there's a screen in his way.
He could teleport, although time is now restricting that possibility with the spike in his hand. 2 opponents to take down. 15 seconds? Okay, he's going to go for it. That's just going to be quite a sprint. Looks like he's got it, though.
10 seconds
10 left as he rounds the corner. There is no time to mess about here. Time to stick it. Now that jump. Whoa, that was dangerous.
Got it.
That was very dangerous indeed, but he's got it done. Shock dart in, does damage. And they're quick, not giving him any space to breathe. And that's what we said about Forza earlier, right? They're so damn good at that, just coming in and making sure that you can't even think. You have to just react. And for a team like FPX, usually they're able to deal with that. But right now, the pressure is just that little bit too much. Forza push it up to 10-8. An advantage as they step closer and closer to winning this map, bringing us to a third, and trying to stay alive in EMEA, just in VCT in general.
Yeah, it's pretty high stakes, let's put it that way, especially against a team with the majority coming from your same region. Like, we'll always call FPX a European team, but when you look at the pieces within them, maybe not so much. This from Coffee was the change. I think it was also, there was a great dart coming through, which pretty much gave him all the information of the spot he was able to take, so credit to Artis as well, but yeah, huge stuff coming out from him to be able to turn that round back. Because otherwise, you're looking at a 4 versus 3 retake where I'm not really going to put that one anywhere near your favor. So 10-8, no surprises that it's FPX calling this pause. The problem still being, though, that financially both teams are kind of shaky. Like, you're going to have some pieces missing no matter what. Ultimates, there's a few on the other side, especially with the null available for Angel, which we've already seen a couple of rounds throughout this tournament where he just goes barreling into the site and opts to try and do damage with it. And then, of course, the res being a huge part.
Absolutely, yeah. The res on the attack is so valuable. And we saw it from Forza. We saw it from FEX, actually, sorry. It was on this map where they were in a position where they couldn't really res until they were rotating a lot of the time. But on the attack, you can take a site afterwards. You're going to be able to res, right? In the post plant, get an extra player online. You can posture towards a bit of map control. That player dies, wall it, res. There's so much you can do because of the way that map control works, right? Well, typically against CIS teams, maybe it goes out the window a little bit because you're operating on the basis of, oh, well, they won't push us because we're the attack. But I mean, Forza Gambit, I wouldn't necessarily take that risk.
I don't like it. I genuinely think that Link has now given me judge anxiety. Like, that's what I'm gonna call it. Like, the second I see it in any position, I'm like, this person can kill everyone. Like, they can just completely end the round. Now, that's definitely been spotted. The Angel, I have a decent idea there's somebody on the other side. It's just going to be the retreat from Coffee in this case. But knowing that he's rotated actually leaves a bit of a hole in the defense that they might be able to pressure onto.
That was an interesting knife in, possibly trying to stop the TP back to the A site when it was initially thrown out. The Hunter's Fury is huge. It does damage, but it doesn't follow up with any kills. FPX, they survive, they move forward, but the Snakebite gets a double. Hudson on the already damaged up Dimisic, and Zipan gets himself an absolutely massive kill. Their double kill. FORZE are in the lead. All they have to do now is group up and push this together. This is an opportunity to stay alive in VCT and to possibly win this map. It's in their hands, and they're rushing Angel down. They're not giving anything away for free. Artist, though, will be caught alone. Xiao has to clutch it out. A 1v5, essentially an ace clutch if he gets this one done, and he won't. The judge, too quick, too fast, and too close. 11-8 we go. FORZE looking like they might just be closing this one out and bringing us to a third map, Tom. We wanted a competitive map, and finally, we've gotten it.
Yeah, I question, so you say like potentially we saw the knife coming in to try and deny some of the utility. I wonder if they were actually aiming for the Astra, because you've just seen how impactful Zeddy has been in this round alone, not only having the gravity well to slow them down initially. If they just run into that site again, I feel like it's over. They'd already rotated the player over. They needed some damage to be done. Gravity well pulls them back in, and then they also have themselves the Snakebite to do extra damage, and then at the end of the round, the exact same thing again. If all of that utility's out of position, FPX probably run right on the site, at least get themselves a strong after plant position. Instead, it allows for the rotation, and just that denial is one of the reasons we've always sort of sung the praises of Astra. Again, like, I feel like maybe as a controller, not so much the impactful agent, but when it almost looks like a sentinel at this point, like, I'm going to delay you, I'm going to slow you down, I'm going to make it hard to get into this site, and then by the time they actually push through, they have all the players they need.
This is a very tough scenario for FPX when you look at where they're at financially. Like, at this stage, taking an eco, playing for 4 consecutive into OT looks to be what they're doing. I mean, their buy would be basically the same anyways, right? Just be a little... Oh, Dimisic? He's gone in for the hero rifle. Okay.
I guess if he gets a couple of kills here, or even just a kill and a death, he's one off the showstopper anyway. So it will give them an ultimate that's worth the trade out of the gun in this round. But yeah, they need something in this one, because over the last few, FORZE have pretty much looked like they've had FPX's number, which is not something I expected to say in this map.
Nice shot. Oh my. You can see how cautiously FPX are approaching the early stage of this. Now they're going to get that ult orb, and it's going to be on Dimisic. 1 away from ulti. They'll have it for next round, guaranteed. But he might even be able to get it here and now, and that could be the difference maker. They know there's a weapon down on the B side, but getting in there versus a Viper wall versus Astra utility ain't going to be easy. And in fact, it would be even tougher if they went now, because there's 3 players there. But FPX have made the right choice. They're already moving to the A site. Now, there is a teleport. Yeah, Coffee's going to try to TP into heaven. But this fight on bathroom will define it all. Artist, just about gets it done. Here comes the teleport back, presumably.
30 seconds left.
As they wall it off and they go for the plant. Now they know that this is full A commitment, and what a shot! A shock dart through does massive damage. And that is a great punishment from Artist to make sure that they pay for it. With time and with blood.
There is also a res available for Zipan. If he can somehow get this kill onto bathrooms, I'm almost certain that he'll go for the res. Currently sat there waiting. We're also going to see the Viper's Pit just to try and lock out some of these other positions, stop the wraparound from being possible. Xiao has connected a shot, though. Zipan's just found another one. And with the pistol, somehow FPX have managed to make this work. That makes absolutely no sense. They popped the showstopper after the round is done.
Yeah, I think Dimisic popped it as the last kill came in. That was an experience to witness. I mean, the way it starts, like, they make the right gamble, they bait out the B play, they rush to the A site, they have showstopper, and I'm thinking that's going to be a really big thing, right? When Dimisic gets this kill, he's 1 HP inside the smoke, but hits the headshot, and then quick as you like, those other 2 kills come in. Now, immediately, Coffee's going to be popping ultimate, seeing 2 players, trying to spot it out for his teammates and communicate that over. Time to TP back. There we go. He's nice and safe. He's only spotted 2, though. And I mean, basically, that's Yoru ulted just to say, hey, they're probably playing default.
Yeah. Well, that's going to be some information at least that that he's going to be here. Oh, no, I don't like it. It's that anxiety coming back again. Zeddy's going to get on with the judge. They're going to try and do some damage as he falls back, but going to be able to survive in this corner. Timing going to be everything on the spray from Demasick, but isn't going to land anything this time. Now, that res was actually saved. It wasn't utilized in that win in the previous round, so they've been able to bring back Angel.
They've seen a lot of players here on B, but that sit-down and the spike, they've just fallen on this, not on this side, it's in hookah, so it's retrievable. I mean, rotating certainly isn't out of the question at this point in Zeddy's position, playing close to the wall. In the smoke, he's been spotted, and the spray is doing a lot of damage. But for now, he'll survive and even be able to challenge Angel. He's still alive in that corner, and it's Xiao alone. 1 versus 5. They won the previous round with a scrap of a buy pistols and a couple of lucky kills dragging rotates, but now this round is looking unwinnable, and well, Xiao might even consider saving, and Dini goes into the teleporter, but they're going to hunt him down, especially when they've got a judge. I mean, I would be very surprised if no one goes after him here, and
they don't have it anymore.
I guess I am very
fully
surprised.
Upgraded.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I expected someone to go through and try and take a bit of a risk, but I guess at this stage, just making sure their own economy stays strong is worthwhile. And I feel like it's almost come down to the point where the FORZE are doing so well to delay FPX that almost every time that they're pushing into a site, again, it's looking like they have a stack in play. Like, there was pretty much every single player there from FPX, and normally... from FORZE, and normally FPX are the side that almost pull the strings. Like, they force you into awkward battles or find openings within the site, but they've been so good at slowing them down that, again, the executions just have gone so badly. Hunter's Fury going to be straight online for Artist as well. An ult that, if it can take them the round, it'll take them the map.
And there is so much to unpack when it comes to this FORZE defense, but we don't quite have time for that. Kills already coming in as coffee falls. FORZE have to retake the control over towards middle. Actually, I think they want to rush down through A. There's a lot of pings going down and players coming close to the smoke. Here comes the Hunter's Fury, clearing it out. No one there. Now they can go and push forward. They don't know about Xiao. Tucked in on that left corner as they come around. Zeddy's going to have to be quick to hit this one. In fact, he just barely avoids the bullets. They'll pull back. But, I mean, look, FPX have already managed to get that Hunter's Fury out of the way. One less thing to worry about, man advantage. And this time before they push in, Tom, it looks like they're going to use Seekers. And I can't say I'm too surprised.
That's not good for Ujion on the other side. Zeddy's also going to be blinded up and forced back into the lamps. They'll know he's here, and he's actually going to get stunned up as well. That should be a free kill. A little bit shaky from Xiao, but he'll get it nonetheless. A 5 versus 2, and knowing that they want to go back for the investment in the next round, like, this has got to be a save. You are not getting back into this site.
Yeah, looks like FORZE agree with you. They're already falling back. And I mean,
Angel has kind of forgotten the last round where they almost allowed Xiao to save. He can smell blood. He's like, oh, I need to pad those stats a little bit. Running him, trying to hunt them down. While Xiao, third kill of the round, an impactful one at that. They know he's here and he's so low on it. He should be dead. Like, the spam should be enough, and they don't even need it.
Yeah, the double TP did it. Disgusting. 12-10. 2 away from bringing this to an overtime. The pressure isn't really on FPX either. That's the thing. Like, for FORZE, being pushed to overtime means that what they now view as, hey, next map is where we've got to fight for survival, that they could be just 2 rounds away from losing, and that's a stressful... stressful situation to be in. Throat is actually given out. Good thing the other games weren't that long.
So for a second, I thought you'd done a high pop, so at least it's just the throat.
Disconnected, yeah. But I do think that in Forza's position, this is like the last round where they're going to feel relaxed, where they're not going to feel that pressure. You lose this, and then honestly, I see FPX as being the favorites to take it across the line because they're chill. You lose this, whatever, we've got the next map to go to. And Forza won't have that luxury, having lost a substantial enough lead. We'll see.
Especially
see how things go down.
This being Forza's pick as well. Like, this is one that if you lose it, yeah, they'll probably be quite frustrated, especially with their goals for this entire tournament. And Forze, well, to be fair, not really one of the teams we're expecting to qualify. For now, though, 50 seconds left on the clock. Again, they're being delayed. They're being slowed down. So much utility being placed in their path, and not a lot to go on. This pop flash is going to have to be ridiculous, and it will catch. No one checks! Not one person checks the close right angle. Why is that, FPX? They get away with it. The fact that Artist doesn't get 3 kills there. They are lucky as hell. Lucky as hell.
There are a million scenarios in which that goes so much worse for FPX, and there is one where it works out like it did. They are so lucky. Not checking that corner has been the downfall of many teams. In fact, it was the downfall of Forza almost in one of the rounds where Shadow played it. So yeah, would have been a real kick in the teeth to lose the map because of it. But FPX are still in with a pretty good chance. I mean, it's to get to again in a clutch situation. Always seems to be on those retakes, and well, certainly doesn't do anything too great for your stats when you're always having to fight into 3 or 4 players alone. 12-11. Forza now in really treacherous waters. I mean, if they lose this round here, it's OT, and FPX are right back on it with a possibility to close it out on this map. It's also been, yeah, of course. Oh. He just panicked, right? He was blind the whole time, sees him panic. Like, that's completely normal. But a shame at the same time.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those rounds where you can tell Artist will probably kick himself for that, but realistically, like, it's unbelievable that scenario was even a thing. Now, they blinded up the drone, but it's only going to last for a second or two, and just get as close as you can. Last second on the tag, and now these are the rounds that we've actually seen some huge success out from FORZE. They've been very good in these weaker weapon rounds. The fact is, though, I do wonder if the pressure might get to them a bit here. The last chance to close this map before we head to overtime, and I think then the ball is firmly on FPX's side of the court.
Most definitely. Zipan, Xiao, able to take 2 quick kills, and they've got another pressured in the corner. No TP for Coffee. He's caught in the middle of the animation.
Player standing.
Well, Zeddy's got it all to do. A 1v5 or overtime. Forza were looking good to bring us to map 3. There was barely a doubt in my mind we'd end up there. I was in love with their attacking side. The 8 rounds they found there, very much justified. In fact, we could have seen even more. But now, Tom, we reach overtime. And once again, Forza's tournament life, not for this week, this month, but for the rest of this year, hangs in the balance. They need to win this map. They need to follow up with the second, and then they need an even better lower bracket run if they want to be in with a shot, or, well, if they want to be in control of their own destiny, let's say. Otherwise, it comes down to the positioning, the placement of all these other teams, and it gets messy, but suffice to say their chances are pretty low if they lose this match.
It comes down to potentially what happens with G2 Supermassive Blaze and if a European team wins Masters, which well, with a team like Sentinels existing, I would be a little bit scared of that one in general, but, you know, they've already qualified for Champions. Maybe they'll be nice to someone else. Either way, 12-12. FPX are also one of those squads which they're only on 105 points themselves. They're definitely not gone clear. 5 ahead of FORZE, in fact, so they as well will be in the same boat if this goes to a third and final map, but their resurgence as ever has been strong. A team as resilient as any other. As said, they had a 10-2 comeback the other day. I said to Harry not to get ahead of himself. It's 12-12 after they were in a dominant position. And now FPX all but in the driver's seat.
Well, Tom, I'm going to ask you to take note of this. Let's take note of this round already before it even happens. Because the information that FPX have just garnered has changed this round completely. The knife from Angel, thrown from B, lands in Bath, spots 2 players. He then rotates back to the A side. But Forza slow it down. They pump the brakes on this one. They're not looking to just run in and take fights. They're not looking to insta-rotate. In fact, 40 seconds on the clock, and they're still in the default. Only barely getting control over Bathroom as we breach the 40-second mark.
Shutting them down.
It is time to make a move. And with no information on the B site taken,
left.
no pressure, no presence, this is clearly an A hit. And FPX are a little late to react to that, so they need a big performance on the site. Zipan is the one to take the first and the second. He's even going into the smoke. Sugetsu just about takes him down, but Xiao is waiting for him in the next, and he even gets a double. FPX, a massive comeback to bring it to overtime, and now 13-12. They are one round away from eliminating FORZE here on Bind, Tom. This is ridiculous. And after such a good performance from FORZE, winning our hearts, they might now fall out of EMEA, fall out of Last Chance Qualifier champions, and be done for the year if they can't manage to bring this to another OT.
I would feel very bad for them as well, because you then have to look at the matches they played with a blowout first map on Icebox in both series, and then an overtime loss potentially in both series as well to Guild and FPX, who again are wildly considered two teams that could qualify for Masters. They even sold a nice fake in the last round, using the drone late into B to try and pull rotations, which they did. Well, unfortunately, there's this young guy called Zipan who likes to ruin people's day, or make them if you're an FPX fan.
Well,
now
he likes to
see
go.
the same.
He likes to kill.
That's true. And we got the same slow default once again. No shotgun this time, but Sugetsu's going to start things off again. He's had a fantastic map. Someone to watch for sure. The Sky has been fantastic. Now, can Demasik turn the tide once again? He's going to be alone. The rest of the team making moves in towards that A site. Maybe trying to almost bait a couple of players into a peek, going for some information, but the flash might just do that instead. It actually goes over his head and doesn't pop at all.
30 seconds on the clock. FPX have to make a
30
decision.
seconds left.
It's now or never. We're looking towards the B site for now. 3 players on their way up. Shadow, what's he gonna do? Maybe fake out with a bit of utility on A? No. And look at the rotate. FORZE are here, and they are here in force. This looks like a repeat of the last FPX attack round we saw, where they just ran into that full stack on B. Xiao able to get the first, the second, even going for more on the back side, but he stopped in his tracks, and the round is over. It is done as FORZE take us to another overtime. They will barely hang on in this tournament.
Overtime.
And go back onto the attack side, where hopefully they'll find a bit more comfort.
Right there.
I want to see a pace change from both of these teams now, because both of those rounds were won solely by the fact that each team was holding on to their utility. We had late stars going down. We had even the Tiger going in with 30 seconds left for the side of FORZE just to clear out long and actually spot the player down the end with the spike. So both teams were able to delay so much. I think both slow orbs in the round before that were in for Zipan with that last 20 seconds. So because of these slow defaults, both teams have now been able to just keep all their utility until the very last second of the round. For me, that means you need to start pressuring them to get it out a little bit earlier, because otherwise, well, you're going to see what happened there for FPX, where they run out of time and have to take a risky push with 15 seconds.
Yeah, and into those stacks, man. They've been so unlucky on the attack side, or more so, FORZE's reads have been so good. And a couple of them. I mean, we saw that defensive round where they over-rotated to B, but since then, I think FPX have gambled that they wouldn't do it again, that they wouldn't be so comfortable in heavy stacking the B side, but they were very, very wrong. Pressure being applied, 55 seconds on the clock. FORZE want to push B as well. They're thinking about it. And FPX are rotating one in just in case. Flash to slow them by that time. For Demasik to make his way onto the site. They have a flash ready to get him out of a smoke. It looks like the flash has already been popped. Demasik getting himself a nice nade right onto Coffee, who slips down below, but hold on. The rest of FORZE aren't letting it go quite that easily. They've got the man advantage back and the plant in play. Post-plant utility non-existent. Hudgent has used it all on the way into the site. But they're going to have to fight for this map control and make it costly as FBX come back out to retake. Last pack not finding anything. The spray from Zipan is good. Sugetsu blinded on the backside. Herd on the left, and Dimisic takes him quickly now. Time is a real problem for Forza. They have to buy more, and they're getting nothing done. Artist, the final remaining player, will stop the defuse and then get shut down. Is there enough time? There is. There's plenty. It's going to be an easy win for FPX, putting it 14-13 as they just washed over that site like a tsunami.
Switching sides.
Yeah, I don't know how they made that look so easy. That some of the more aggressive positions just cleared out so quickly. Zipan landing everything. Like, I'm looking at that scoreboard. Xiao, Zipan, Dimisic all online, and this is still a close map. It shows the caliber of player that there is for FORZE. There's no doubt about that at this stage. Yeah, sure, maybe the map pool needs a little bit of work, but not sure they're a team we're ready to lose with just 4 maps played. Nonetheless, they're going to need to do it once again. Now, they've shown time and time again that the defensive side of this map has looked decent, especially with how much they've been able to delay. I wonder if FPX are going to try a pace change. We saw it from FORZE in this round. It was definitely not like a straight burst into the site, but they were baiting out some of that utility a lot earlier, making it a lot tougher for FPX to just hold on to everything they had. For FPX, though, they are basically the kings of the default. Angel has been doing this for over maybe 10, 15 years, so I would probably gamble that this is going to be a slow round, but I would like it not to be.
Just don't bring up his age. You gave that to me for that. You gotta watch yourself. He is a seasoned man with many years under his belt. That's what we say about him. Also the oldest member on his team. And I think on the server, and possibly in competitive Valorant, or very close to. Top 10, for sure. But that brings with it a bunch of experience. I mean, the man can frag. He can destroy you. But he also tears your strats apart. Now, FORZE's defense, when they found success, these B rotates have been absolutely massive. They've been stacking up the site and letting FPX run into them. Let's see how this one goes. Is there going to be an answer here from FPX? A solution to that problem, and then are they going to be ready for the operator?
Yeah, I'm surprised. It's a much more of a risky purchase when it comes to overtime, especially, and it is actually going to be the pace change. But again, Zeddy, that is the perfect gravity well. He catches them as they push in, but the trades come back thick and fast. Artist, though, at the back of the site might just be here to take us to another OT, and he will. 3 kills on the board, 14-14, and even a fast take can't win it for FPX.
That was beautiful. Again, let's talk about Forza, Matt. These guys have got strats coming out their ass. They are absolutely beautiful. God, I love watching this team. And it's a shame we've got to say goodbye to them, because especially for me, you know, when we lose, if we lose an EU team in this, it's not the end of the world. But when we lose our Turkish teams, when we lose especially our CIS, our Forza, if these guys go out, it's like we don't get to cover them, you know? Like,
see, that's one of Jonas's, for anybody wondering. He's been lining that one up for months.
Sorry,
so.
I just love how I was making the point about, you know, Forza, they're so great. I love watching them. It's a shame they have to go.
It's the clearest flank,
does that. Yeah. No one's behind. Guys, no one's behind right now.
No one's in this corner.
I've got it.
Not one person in this corner.
I've got it locked down. Guys, our spawn is clear. Yeah, Hudjin, like, we know that. It's like, no, I got it. I'll hold it, okay? That's what our AFK players are doing in rank. They're just holding our flank. Nice guys, really.
I think he's actually gone for the operator again on the attack as well, which, when you're a Viper, that's a bit weird. Especially if he manages to get a few kills in a Viper's pit. He probably has one of the most useless weapons for that exact ultimate. And especially with how passive FPX have been playing. Like, they've been sitting back. As I said, they've been saving utility. That does not involve peeking, which means that the operator almost becomes useless. And Zeddy, he has to be the one to try and make the play. And the op's not quick enough on the trade. They're again running out of time. 25 seconds for them to make this move, Mitch.
Attack side op on Viper, not something you see every single day. There we go. Coffee coming out huge with an opening. Hudjin follows, and now it's a 2v3. FORZE's attack seems to be set up pretty well, and with how the defense rounds have been going, we might just get another map out of this. The head was spotted by Shadow, but he didn't notice in time. He was already spamming the wall. What a shame. Back flash will catch him, but Hudjin is quick to respond. The blast back won't even matter. It's 15-14. Forza on map point, looking to bring us all the way to
Switching
split.
sides. Match
Can we
point.
get there, Tom?
Honestly, at this stage, I don't know. It really could go either way. I'm surprised, like, especially the player on the close corner not getting anything must be so frustrating. Like, it's a quick flick back, but it's because they almost half checked it on the way in, and well, FPX have done so well to delay them thus far. Just the entries from FORZE were sublime, and now, well, as said, they've done well in some of their defensive rounds thus far. We'll see if they can finally close it out on one of them.
Now, their gorgeous defense going to be tested yet again. FPX have tried their fast, they've tried their slow. What is left in the tank now? What's the next page of the strat book look like? Looks like Hudgen wants to get aggressive with this operator. As we said, you know, the Viper op, not a common feature. That pull is so nice!
It's so good!
Down A.
I love it so much. The smoke, the pull, they can't even turn to fight you because they're trapped inside the smoke. Oh, FORZE, I love your setup so damn much. If they win this map, they sure as hell deserve it. 5v4, FPX, get onto the B site. Tom, they've actually made it onto a site. The attack side, do you believe it? But FORZE can play retake, and that's going to be your big problem here.
Oh, this time, Hawk taken out, the pop flash thrown in. It's going to be Zeddy to get the first, and actually the spike has been dropped again. And even though they get the site early this time, the clock always seems to become an issue. Angel will deny the aggression of Saigetsu and leave it onto Coffee. And well, the trusty operator. I'm not sure how good that's going to be in this retake.
Viper op retaking B? What do you mean? That's amazing. That's exactly what you want. Oh, look, it's easy. Yeah, Hudgen's got this. Oh, he's dropped the op. He's lost. 1v3. Good luck. Player on the right, player on the left. As players just about everywhere.
So close.
Yeah, close but no cigar. Smoke fades, no one's spotted, and they're just gonna wait, peek this together. Here we go. Nice bait by Hudgen. He knew exactly what was going on. He's in their heads, Tom. Only one remaining, but Xiao saves the day. Oh, that was so smart by Hudgen.
Switching sides. Overtime.
I am blown away by Xiao's ability to drop this many kills on any agent in the game. Like, I don't, like, he's 33 and 17 on Omen, which up until, like, a week or so ago, we didn't even know he ever played. Like, it doesn't make sense how good this guy is individually, but he shouldn't have needed to have to get 3 kills in this round. Like, the fact that his teammates get baited out so easily is worrying. And while they've been caught off by a few plays, you have to remember the opener also went the way of their opponents. Again, it's going to be stuck in the mud, but Xiao, he just waits. Wow. He goes, okay, you know what? I'll sit in your gravity well, and I'll find the kill anyway.
And it was a great bait because they've got a second player, but we can't talk about that for now because coming out of hookah, Xiao is flashed up and dealt with. He was the player that was on long earlier, so they might not know that Shadow's here as well, and he's ready for a fight. The flash blinds himself, but hey, he gets out of there alive, and that's all that matters. Keeping the advantage that FPX have fought hard for. FORZE will retrieve the spike. It's even going to plant down on the B site, more than likely. The retake is what we're worried about.
I like this from FPX. Much more calm and collected. They're not going in for these individual duels. They're not taking any risks when it comes to how patient they're being, and they're making sure their teammate will be there. The flash is through, but it's not good. Coffee's left completely blind, and with only one more piece remaining, they need a hero, and maybe that's Saigetsu. He hits the headshot. The first player down. Sick might be caught by this flash as well. The peek back in. He gets rid of Zipan, and now it's left all on to Sick. A great opportunity for them to take the lead once again. Sick try to bait them back in. Will get one, but can he find the last man standing? Does it even matter at this stage? The spike ticking down, and he won't be able to close out the round. It is a huge clutch coming out from FORZE to take themselves the 16th.
The stats are ruined. He died to the spike. But hey, 16-15. FORZE did well, you know, that round, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't quite thinking they'd win it, but Saigetsu, he needed his time, right? He's been in so many of these clutch situations and not gotten it done, and finally He shuts them down as they come into re-entry the site, leaves it in a 2v1. It's all just delaying time at that point. We really love to see it. 16 to 15. FORZE looking to win this out on 17. And you know what's on this is, I don't know what it is, but when we get OTs, it's always 17-15. That's where it ends. So for that reason, I'm going to lock in FORZE. I think they're going to get this one across the line.
Oh, that's one hell of a start. Zipan already gone. Shadow also tagged ridiculously low. Is he actually going to go back? Wants to try and trade this out. He's so close to being dead.
That bullet might just have
seem worth it.
Might have knocked a button off his shirt. That was pretty damn close. The first kill goes his way, and they even repeat. But Artist is coming out on top in that fight. Hey, 75 HP trade 1-to-1. That's kind of worthwhile, but FORZE still have the man advantage. It is a very spread out and slow round from FPX. They're not looking to make a textbook push onto a side. Instead, they're trying to evade detection and sneak up behind. That's exactly what Angel just did. He hasn't managed to spot Artist, though. Quick on his feet. He just evades. Well, he's going to win the position now, but that's worthwhile. Hunter's Fury there to play with, and he's going to back way off. But Angel knows this, right? He's seeing the Hunter's Fury come online, and he hunts him down. Another kill for FPX as they look to stay alive and survive. 16 to 16 is the score that they need to end up on. And, well, as they back off, time is going to be a big issue for FORZE. Getting back into this site with an operator especially, going to be tough.
The universe doesn't like it when Mitchman gets anything right, so him saying that this is a lock-in for FORZE has made it almost a lock-in for FPX. They're fighting against 3 players and the Mitchman curse. We'll see if they can get anything done. The fake TP, the lineup potential, but it's only going to be one. And of course, as Mitchman prophesizes, the opposite happens.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that's my bet. You know, Jonas avoided jinxing today, and I've just jumped right on that train. So that one's on me.
Just zip it.
Just zip pan it.
Don't say anything.
Xiao's close to hitting a 40 bomb as well. This guy's looking damn good right now. And for that reason, I'm going to say FPX. Well, no, sorry. I'm kidding.
For God's sake. You're trying to make enemies of every single organization.
Hey, you can't call me biased if I curse every team, right? That's fair. Oh, the blind. It almost wrecked Innocent. All right. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, God. 16-16. The wall definitely going to give some information, trying to potentially separate the push. Zipan is completely blind, and with his back to the majority of opponents, he still gets a kill. He should have been dead with absolutely nothing to his name. And, well, that's exactly what Sick is, as Artist has put him out of this round.
Well, that reveal isn't ideal for Shadow. He was kind of screwed in the corner. The flank from Angel is good, but it's being watched. They have way too many players alive at this stage. The FORZE can cover all their bases. We're looking for that beautiful number 17. Looks like they might just find him. Time is so low here for Xiao. Isolating any duels be a big plus, but just too many angles to clear, man.
Time to jump.
17 to 16 we go. One more for FORZE, and they bring us to map 3. Feels like we've been here a couple of times, Tom. This series is really going the full distance. I saw earlier VCT EU tweeted out, like, oh, we saw NA had the record for the longest game, so we just wanted to do the same, which, I mean, technically the games lasted a whole day, so, you know, we're winning that one now. But maybe we're going for a record of our own.
Maybe. To be honest, with how fast the other maps have been, I don't mind. Like,
yeah, it's fine.
I've got nothing else to do. It's quite early in the day. Like, keep it rolling, lads. I'm more than happy to go to a third map. Sick. Oh, that's a nice shot. He's so low on HP, but somehow still surviving. Counter flashes are going to deny this aggression at least a little bit more. Now they're going to clear the close angle. Now they have got to have seen that. If they do not clear this man, I am leaving. Thankfully, this time they will. Coffee with a chance for a double spray down, but gets nothing other than the singular. And now it leaves just 2 players trying to rotate in on the flank. All the footsteps have been heard by Shadow. He's now in that corner, and Sick says, you know what? Come on then. I got my bazooka ready for you to face. It's left to this man once again, and a 1 versus 4 to close it. It would be huge, but unlikely.
Great timing on that push out to catch Shadow, but yeah, too many players to deal with. 17 to 17. Let's run it back. Let's run it. Let's do another OT, Tom. Why not? Why ever not? You know, it's starting to feel heartbreaking for FORZE. Really, like if they go out like this in such an extended OT map. Oh, after how close it was. Those are the ones that really are the worst to lose. You know, we talk about getting smashed on the map, but I guarantee Oxygen can walk away from the series earlier. FORZE can walk away from the map earlier and go, whatever. You know, we lost it. They were better than us. That's it. But it's when you think, if I had hit that one shot, if I had waited that 1 second to shoot, there's all these things. It's a butterfly effect, right?
With Artist in the corner. I feel like that's the haunting one, even though I wouldn't blame him too much for that.
No, absolutely. I think he, like, for the situation he was in, blinded up, he reacted as soon as he was unblind. Whatever, that's fine. But there's a real reality where he holds the shot a second longer and one of them turns and kills him and he doesn't get anything. So
exactly.
Yeah, you can't blame yourself, but you can guarantee that he will blame himself.
Exactly,
yeah. That's the worst part of it. You'll look back and go, man, I lost this game when this, that, the other. There's going to be a million reasons that haunt you for the rest of your life. Let's hope, for FORZE's sake, that I want to see a map 3 between these two teams. I want to see FORZE take it all the way. The FPX probably don't share the same sentiment. The opening kill goes their way, and now FORZE want to push into the B site, but will they? After being spotted and slowed like that, it looks like they will.
I think also the last man I want to be pushing right now is Xiao. He's been a superstar in this map so far. Zipan also such a strong position that they can't really do anything out with him walled off, and already he's gonna get double there. It leaves Artist as the last man standing, and Xiao is there to finish it off. One of the cleanest rounds we've seen so far in overtime, and one of the first times in a while we have FPX with a chance to close it.
I really thought Coffee was going to go for the TP play there. Gate crashed into the corner when he flashed back site. He didn't. He went straight to site with his teammates. Not against that play, but it just so happened that Zipan was on, I think it's fair to say, one of the strangest angles that you'll see. Certainly not something you're actively thinking about clearing. And the worst part is they cleared it, right? They walked out and they cleared the close corner of Hookah, and then they think, okay, cool. We've cleared that, like what you're looking at on your screen here, the close left corner inside Hookah. Like, oh, he's not there, so he's not peeking us. And instead, he's on top of the box because they have that extra player outside of mid holding on. Now, game isn't over just yet. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. Someone's like, wait, if it hits 18, is it, oh, what's happening? No, it's all good. Relax. We're still going to have some games. Just a little bit of a tech issue, and they're going to solve it in the background, and we're right back in. I guarantee that once these mice issues are resolved, the players are going to be thankful to have this little bit of a breather. Not even for strategy. Yeah, it's not even strategy or anything like that. It's like they're probably as worn out as their mouse is right now. They want to take a little breather. You can only imagine what your heart is doing when you hit, like, what OT are we on? It's 18-17, you know? We're 6 OTs deep. We're going the full distance. It is what it is.
You don't do math on air. That's the rule. You just say, yeah, don't know.
Bunch of OTs. Bunch of OTs, yeah. Man.
I know that we're going into round 36, thanks to the top of the screen. So that's the safest I will be willing to go down. But yeah, I think the other side of the coin, because we've been looking this from a very like FORZE-esque standpoint. They lose it, they're out, blah blah blah. Yeah. If they win this, surely their opponents FPX are gonna be exhausted. Like, you've just played a ridiculously long map. You're now gonna have to head into another, and I would now go over to FORZE and say, like, you're gonna have the wind in your sails. You've just been able to take a map that's been ridiculously long, exhausting to say the least, but I don't know. I'd give them a much better opportunity than if this had even been a blowout, because FPX would have been able to reset a lot easier. So
standing ahead.
We'll see. Can they turn it back once again? The 19-17 needed for FPX, and of course, well, everybody knows, if it evens up once more, we're going to another OT.
Here we go again. It's like tennis, where we were at deuce, and now it's advantage FPX. Let's see if they can pull it across the line. I've learned that from Mario Tennis, by the way. I've never seen... That doesn't matter. That pushes into the site. Dimasic's already across. That smoke ends up costing Zeddy a lot. Goes down to 70 HP on a random spam through it. Angel, in fact, just runs right in. charges in to try and take some damage. Shock darts raining down, and they've avoided them. FPX delaying it a little bit, and now getting it in. Okay, the Tiger is going to catch a tag. Zeddy goes absolutely nuclear, taking a double kill and opening it, leaving Zipan alone in a 1 versus 4 that he just doesn't win this. The spam, oh, it's close, but it's no cigar again. 18 to 18. FORZE tie it up, and we keep on rolling. This is gonna be an exhausting match, and yeah, for FPX's, for their sake, I really hope we don't end up on that map 3, because they'll be feeling pretty ill about that one. But at the same time, I want to see it, man. Yeah, give him an extra 10 minutes. Let him relax in between. I want to see FORZE and everything that they can do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, on this map at least, I am thinking we have now seen everything they can do. Because with this many rounds currently being played, I do have to say, with the re-aggression onto elbow from FPX, I thought they were going to close the round there. Zeddy just being able to find both players trying to double peek against him. Well, now they go back onto the attack once again. Early stars placed to try and garner control. There is going to be the fragment thrown in response, so no real bathrooms control gathered by either team, but eventually Angel is going to spot that is clear. And this could be a bit of a problem, because they're now trying to make a play through mid. Never mind. An instant headshot onto Zipan, the trade onto Xiao, and Angel taking a lot of damage to try and hold on to Lamps.
But he is still in charge of it as he comes out spraying, ready for them to already be fighting. The flash is so good. He right-clicks it and swings in. It's the 1-for-1 trade. And the flag for the double. Dimisic shuts them down. Zeddy's got it all to do yet again. Creeping up behind. The shot to Dimisic is good. And Shadow remains for now. Zeddy needs to win this one out. He now knows where Shadow is, but he can't land the shot. 19 to 18. We are going into a very extended series. Is 38 rounds needed to separate these teams, possibly more, but this could be it.
This play here, when you look at it in isolation, might seem like madness. 1-for-1 trade, probably not worth it. It's all for this. It is all to just bait them into holding that angle. Everybody's looking at Angel and no one is focused on the flank. He makes space for Dimisic, and wow, Dimisic with nobody looking at him. That's going to be an easy couple of kills. Xiao now waiting, but again, oh, it's ridiculous. Xiao is now gone. The aggression, and Angel's got an operator. This is getting weirder by the second.
Did they not expect FPX to play a default? Wait, Hutchin's still pushing? There's a flash there, and he's actually getting the kill and getting out. Sorry, I just want to be clear. This guy's playing Viper. He's playing Viper. I just want to be very... Tom, am I hallucinating, or is Hutchin playing Viper? It really looks to me like he is. But he ran down mid for the opening kill, and then he ran down through his own orb to take that other... I mean, that is not traditional Viper gameplay. I think it's fair to say. That's a different take. They don't know that the players are already up middle. This could be dangerous. Artist is in a lot of trouble. Dimisic's just around the corner, and he backs off, gives the space for free. That's the only reason Dimisic doesn't follow him, right? The fact that he has the spike, he's got to go back and plant. But that now puts them in a good position. Yeah, they've got a man disadvantage, but the operator is more than happy to bridge that gap and look for a little bit more.
This is not an angle I want to be seeing Angel take. I think he actually might have done a little bit there. Doesn't seem to have connected too much. Nice shot coming out from Coffee, though. Turns things into their favor. 3v2, but the whiff from Coffee could be enough. It's these two once again. This duo holding on to the lamps. Now, they're actually going to stick this. Hugion's already got it to half. He's just going all the way. They're not expecting him to stick. He's just ninja diffused in front of their faces. The disrespect from FORZE at 19-19.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Pros don't fake, Tom. I have never, ever seen that amount of goal. Like, to just stand there.
Shot.
At 19-18. To stay alive in VCT. Can you imagine the pressure that that man is feeling? If I try to do that in a ranked, I'm going to be needing to go clean up afterwards. Let's put it that way. And yet, he has managed to just sit there and go,
He's not even like he's just chewing away, just like nah, no normal day at the office. Like
19-19. Wow. Same setup from FORZE that we've seen on the attack before. They're going to use their stars, pull them back as they go on in through Bath, clear it out with the Tiger. Here's the wall that will be destroyed instantly, and the drone has even spotted him. Zipman's stuck in the corner. He's being rushed down on. Great opening by Zeddy. FORZE have just taken so much control so quickly, and FBX need a reaction right now. Flank is spotted, but at least gets a kill for it, and now that's pressure on the planter. You can't really just plant open, you've got to make a move, and Hudson does exactly that. This guy's incredible on the Viper, and he keeps going. Oh my, 2 versus 3,
oh, no.
But then he's dropped an inopportune moment and a flash right on top of them. They couldn't see a damn thing as Dimisic took the round for FPX, 20-19. Tom, we started out the day in a very slow fashion. We started out this series exactly the same. What is going on at this stage? It's round 40, and we have had clutch after clutch, huge plays on each side.
Oh my god!
I mean, I've said this a few times in the past in a jesting manner, but I genuinely mean this. I cannot take much more of this. My heart is paying for this.
Oh, I think this might be the best map of Valorant I've ever watched. Normally when you get to this stage as well, you're kind of like, you've seen the same thing a million times, you're bored of the match and you just want it to end. I genuinely don't want this to end. It's been so good. We have a Ninja Defuse back to back with a blast pack over the top of the truck for a double headshot. Like, I've never seen that ever, let alone in back-to-back rounds. This is a joke.
Every round is insane, and it just doesn't stop. I've struggled to recall a series in Counter-Strike or in Valorant that I've been covering that has lived up to this. This is incredible. FPX, 55 seconds left. They're in a default spread out. FORZE previously pushed down middle, pushed down B long. This time, it's a much more turtle position. I think that last round has shook them to their core. They know they need to do something different anyways. So this kind of setup is definitely going to be profitable, or potentially going to be profitable. Hudson shuts down Angel on the A side. This was the intended take. They want to push into A, at least that's what they're posturing. Dimisic fakes out a little bit of control now, starts to make noise on B to pull, rotates in, but no one's moving. They are staying in position as Zipman gets spotted. FORZE are ready for this A play. The wall down, broken instantly. The plant will still be attempted though on an angle, but Hudson goes right out, and that is a triple kill from Hudson. It seems like normal stuff at this point because it's happening so frequently, but another massive play to keep them alive as FORZE hit double digits in the 2s. I don't even know what you call that. Hit
Double
20.
digits in the 2s.
Double digits, and then I realized, you know what? It's 10. It's been double digits, so now it's 20. How do I do that? Double digits
in the
times
2s.
2. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going for. The point is, it's 2020, as in it is 40 rounds in, Tom. I think it is acceptable that a part of my sanity fades away at this point. Oh, at least a little bit more, let's say. Double digits in the 2s.
Yeah, I need a tag timeout as well.
In the 2s, man.
That's amazing. Oh god. Wow. Well, this is hands down the longest map I've ever commentated. I don't remember. I don't think it's the record. I don't know what is. I don't remember. But I know it was one of the North American games. I know that I think it was Asuna got a ridiculous amount of kills. But hey, I'm just enjoying myself here. We're going into round 41. I don't know what the rules are on tactical timeouts. Do you get an extra one every few rounds? I have no idea. There are a lot of things at this point that are almost confusing to me. But hey. It is funny that up until this point, as said, in 3 maps that we watched, the team facing against the favorite had managed to get 8 rounds. Now, FORZE have got 20 in 1 map. So we've seen more than double the amount of rounds come in. See, that's maths I'm willing to go for. Just on Bind alone. Never seen anything like this. Maybe never will again, but you know, I'm enjoying myself.
I'm having a good time, that's for sure. Well, as we hit round 41, double digits in the fours in terms of rounds, Tom. I'm seeing an operator in the hands of Angel. Now, a little bit of a switch up. They're keeping it fresh, keeping it new. And as of yet, not spotting anything. The Knife came in. Obviously, they're playing this operator down on the A site. Knife goes through TP, doesn't see anything there. Now they got to be a little bit cautious about teleporting because there could potentially be a player snuck in, I think, on a Dimasik's timing. An incredibly slow round, man.
Yeah,
you can feel it. Oh yeah, I mean that's
the norm.
That's how the OTs have been playing out.
I'm a little bit worried about the fact that there's a double hookah stack, and they've got all the information they need. They've got deep control from Zipan. Angel, he's just dying, and now they're all going to go through the TP. They managed to hold control, but do they know that there's a snake in the grass? With 25 seconds left, Zipan could end this round in his tracks. The first goes his way, but Coffee so quick on the trade. But again, there's this flank. Dimasik has caused them problems so many times. Angel is already going to drop another with the operator and trying to be a little bit sneaky, try and bait that timeout. And there goes Dimasik again. These flanks have been phenomenal, and he will close it with a triple. It is 21, the lead again for however many times it's been taken by FPX. But is this going to be the close?
Welcome to 2021. This is a phenomenal series. FPX need one more to close this one out. But I think at this stage, most people should have a good grasp on how the OT mechanics work. It is the 2-round lead needed. As we come into the final seconds, I'm looking around and I'm seeing that operator yet again. Tom Hudgens got it in hand.
Deploying drone.
Hey, the funny thing is, he's been the most aggressive. That was quick. See you later, Shadow. Not gonna be hot. Oh no. Ah, that's the most painful of all of them. Just the unscope at the perfect second to keep Zipan alive. We're actually gonna see the TP, but quickly gate crashing away. Again, looking to try and put a little bit of pressure on this B site. Dimasik has been the one to lead the charge in many occasions with Angel alongside him. Still a lot to do in this round.
Well, Angel's going to be taken down and putting FORZE in a good spot to potentially hit us with another OT. The rotate from FPX sees them go towards the A site. The problem is there is a lot of utility waiting for them here. Astra Util sat down, and of course Yoru ready to react with a flash still in hand. He's going to fake the TP, putting his steps on through. I mean, quite valuable at this stage of the game. Honestly, that probably gets FPX to full commit to this A play if they weren't already going to. Hudgen doesn't really have an angle here. Good shot by Artist, and he even sneaks out of the smoke to get a shot off, finishing it with the drop shot. 21-21. I say finishing it, Tom, but I'll tell you what, there's no end in sight when it comes to this series.
Overtime.
Never mind this series, this map, in fact.
So, as of right now, do we currently have both teams with more rounds individually than we've seen from a map in total? There's some maths for you. There's some food for thought.
Wait, sorry, are you saying there's more rounds in this?
No, I mean, so like they've got 21 rounds and the other maps were like 13-4, so they have got more rounds individually.
Oh yeah,
than
yeah,
were
for sure.
Totally played on other maps.
On the other maps, yeah. Yeah, for sure. It is kind of ridiculous when you say it like that. That said, it's kind of ridiculous when you say it, full stop. It's just, series is ridiculous, but I'll take it. I'll take it every day of the week. Now, FPX postured a little bit towards the A site. They even put their wall down. Angel put...
Oh, he's perfectly
FORZE,
placed.
sorry. That is such a good push. God, man, like, you see Angel in that position, you think, okay, first of all, there's no jets around, right? So you're not dashing out. You're not making those sort of aggressive plays for free. quite as much. And he's got the confidence to just play all the way down. He's going back out, Tom. He's actually going to swing on this. He's gone all the way, but Hutchins waiting. The operator battle won on the other side of it. The nade slows them slightly, allows Dimisic to get inside the tube. He's ready for a fight, but so is Coffee. A nice headshot connected. Pulls us into a man advantage for FORZE as Xiao steps out to the site, and he spots a few. This is 2 quick kills, and the spike plant denied, leaving FORZE to pull back into this. They have to push onto the site. There's players in hookah. There's one on site. This is really, really tough to make work. I've additionally spotted Xiao's paranoia online. Doesn't even need to use it, as it's all down to Sugetsu, who gets the first. Here's the step on site. He's trying to bait them into a fight, but they'll run the clock down. They'll play this on time and get 21 to 22 on the board. FPX, another map and series point as we step into round 44.
Match point.
Does anybody want to like tweet me how many series points FPX have had at this point? Because I've just seen the screams now saying like, can someone end this so we know who we're playing? They're trying to prep for the upcoming games. And well, at this point it really could be anyone. Again, I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but for anybody who doesn't know, FPX have actually got a chance to win this map. And well, it's up to FORZE to stop them, surprisingly. We're going to see the fake steps. At this point, it has just become a game of trying to bait FPX into almost not checking that. Fujion going to have to fall all the way back. The peek through from Coffee. Only going to get himself one, though. Angel quick enough on the trade. He's so aggressive with this operator, and he might just get punished for only 26 HP. The wall going down, trying to isolate some of these duels and just spamming off shots. It's Artist to turn the tide again, and only one man standing. It's all on to Xiao to try and bring this one home. It's not happening once more.
No way. Is this the longest game? I remember the Gen G game. It was 23-21. I don't remember a game going past round 45, 46. Am I crazy? Anyway, I'll tell you what, if it's not the longest, it's damn close. 22 to 22. I mean, hey, they're making up for that first map. We basically just played the first 2 maps of the series on Bind, and we're going for a little bit more. Keep on pushing, keep on going. FPX going to be feeling pretty downtrodden after not winning that one, but the playing field is evened yet again. No doubt fatigue is a factor for these players, but they're not going to let it hold them back. And you see it in Angel getting aggressive every time with this operator, but this time he won't find any reward for it and gets out of there just as the drone comes in.
We've seen a few times now these more aggressive positions from FPX getting punished. Coffee, he's still going to be able to find the kill. Maybe try and get that extra push through. They haven't cleared the corner of Zipan, and the wall might keep him alive just a little bit longer. He's going to land the headshot anyway, but the trade eventually comes through. Keeping it even once again with 2 players going to try and fight back. But the shot from Shadow straight through the wall is going to put it back to a 2v2.
Well, this is now much more doable for FPX, and I feel bad because there's nothing that player could have done. Just get randomly spammed on through. The plant faked out for the TP. They're going to go to the B site and get themselves a bunch of control there. Dimisic on his way, double blast pack play. Has a nade to work with as well, and it's going to make its way towards the site. But the peak Artist is ready for it. The recon on its way. It's going to be broken by Shadow, who barely survives the shot hitting his shoulder. As another shock dart makes its way out towards that position, Shadow has crept his way onto the site. They don't know that he's here, but they're giving up the control. They're allowing him to tap that spike before they go out for a peek, and Shadow is clearing all of these angles, but finding them completely empty as he moves into hookah. Does he check the close left? And he does. But unfortunately, Artist was there a little bit too quickly. Already swinging out wide, putting it 23 to 22. FORZE on map point, but it's not series point. Remember, they'll have to play split after this if they win this round here, which almost feels unfair because they've already basically played 3 maps.
How does Zipan get away with 2 kills there? There was so many plays in this round again that just looked like it should have gone in the other direction. This was also just... he sees the Hawk. That's what it is. It gives away the position, just decides to spam through because of it. 23 to 22. Again, we're going to see the operator in on the defensive side. It had its successes. And normally in this case, we see FORZE around down. The fact is, though, we know how resilient FPX are, and Saigetsu only shows a leg, but he's going to be caught for it.
These AWPs are having so much impact when it comes to the last couple of OT rounds that we've seen. Definitely worth the investment. 1:08 on the clock, plenty of time. FPX love to play defaults, and from what we've seen of them so far, you know, oftentimes, Tom, it's been 30 seconds left on the clock when they push in. So with the man advantage that they found, I don't expect to see any different here.
Yeah, just going to try and play with their opponents, force some rotates, but the read, at least for now, is a pretty decent one. Now, we've been seeing them throw that knife from afar, so it was almost an attempt to bait them into a rotation. Hogyon's going to hit himself the shot. Oh, it's a bit of a whiff.
What?
Coffee's not going to get anything. The chance there, at least, vulnerability onto Shadow, but they're getting ready to try and pop out onto this site. They need the Viper to go huge again. They need Artist to land something. And actually, they're going to teleport through. But Zeddy's waiting. He didn't leave the site. He's been staying there patiently, looking to try and stun them up as they walk through. Already going to find himself one, a second, and all three for Zeddy. He has closed out the map on his own. And finally, it comes to a close with FORZE as the victor.